Deepwater Horizon has problems developing in the exposition, but takes a huge turn as it becomes a tragic yet powerful true life narrative about these oil workers working to save themselves and each other to get out of this major oil rig disaster. Very nicely done by Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg. With Deadpool, I will say Ryan Reynolds is better here than he was in the criminally underrated Green Lantern, and I will say there are some dumb jokes in it, like the villain exposition and some stupid jokes in the climax, too. Regardless, Deadpool turns out to be a pretty great anti hero picture, surprisingly by Fox Studios. 10 Cloverfield Lane was directed by a friend of mine, Dan Trachtenberg, so I congratulated him on making the picture. I will say some plot devices are too convenient, particularly in the climax, but I really like the twists in this whole narrative with the poisons outside, the extraterrestrial life, the humor in between. It's a very fun picture. 2015 was not as bad a year as I originally said for movies. 2016, on the other hand, has been a dead year for movies. I was afraid I wouldn't have any runner-ups, or even enough movies for a top 10, but I still got them, as there were still some really great movies that came out this past year. So let's begin the top 10 movies of 2016. Race. I always appreciate a great athletic picture, and with Race, the Jesse Owens biopic speeds through quite well, with great acting all around, and even a nice story about college track life at the time period. Plus, Jesse Owens' problems with relationships and race relations. I felt for him. Plus, really nice to see Jason Sudeikis in a serious role. Sully. I made a mistake leaving Jersey Boys out of my top 10 of 2014, and it's about time another Clint Eastwood directed drama broke into my top 10 of the year. Actor Tom Hanks stars in the picture as the real-life pilot who goes by the nickname Sully, and the plane accident that hurt many passengers, yet all survived thanks to Sully, his flying partner, and the rescue team, as he acknowledges, went on trial after the accident. It's a great story, great performances from Hanks and Aaron Eckhart, great cameo by Michael Rappaport, all around great picture. Everybody Wants Some, the new comedy from director Richard Linklater. Despite not going to college at the same time as this movie takes place, it still resonated with me. It tells the story of new-coming freshman baseball players as they meet the older athletes, meet some honeys, party, and practice, all in the days following the beginning of the fall semester. The older student athletes in the picture are mean. They're very mean, which certainly adds to the scope of the picture. While Everybody Wants Some is meant to be a comedy and has several funny parts, it mostly made me sad over the nostalgia of college and the things I wish I did back then. Kung Fu Panda 3. It seems to have been forgotten by awards season, which is a shame. What a splendid, long-awaited animated sequel, with more laughs and more pandas. The story is outrageous, yet amazing. Plus, it contains a wonderful supporting voice performance from Bryan Cranston. Moana is shiny, as it tells the story of Moana in ancient Polynesia and her quest across the ocean to bring the necessary materials home and find the legendary Maui, who is played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, Disney got another hit with how far it went with this picture, and what can I say except you're welcome? Zootopia has some corny animal jokes, but that doesn't take away from this wonderful story of an animal city and a rabbit's dream to become a police officer. The prejudice metaphors are clear, but I really love the story of rabbits, foxes, leopards, elephants, moose, wolves, sheep, and how they all collide in the end. I had trouble persuading people to see Zootopia, so if you can persuade others to see it, please do. However, I actually thought the best animated feature of this past year was Kubo and the Two Strings. It's an amazing adventure of the young boy Kubo stopping the evil spirits that stalk him. He gets help from a big beetle and a monkey as they travel across the sea, the snow, the mountains. The adventure is filled with amazing creatures and some fright. I love that Kubo is a strong, noble kid. I love the spirit that the film carries throughout the adventure until we figure out the meaning of the beetle and the monkey. The animation is stunning with amazing visual effects. Kubo and the Two Strings is a must-see. Patriots Day. Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg astonishingly made a second movie this past year, also about a historic disaster. This time it's the Boston bombings. It's a serious mystery picture as it reveals the detective and police search for the criminals responsible. It even gets in the heads of the criminals before and after this sickening act. It includes the violence that occurred during the fight to arrest the criminals. It is powerful, patriotic filmmaking, once again from director Peter Berg and star Mark Wahlberg. Moonlight. I had to force myself to see it, and I'm glad I did because this is quite the narrative. It tells the story of 3 different time periods in one man's coming of age, understanding his own sexuality, dealing with bad kids, fighting back, the problems he faces with his mother's drug addiction, and the good lessons he learns from a drug dealer and spouse nearby. It also shows how he lives as a man. There are terrific supporting performances from Mahershala Hashbaz Ali, Naomi Harris, and Janelle Monáe. The 3 actors portraying the lead role at 3 different ages are all terrific as well. This is a powerful picture, and I'm sure that the new-coming director Barry Jenkins has more great pictures ahead of him. For number 1, I was deciding between the top 3 pictures. It came close, but in the end I decided I'll go with the picture that I know will impact me the most in time. Hacksaw Ridge is an emotionally investing true-life war drama about the soldier in World War II who became a heroic medic when he trained to enter combat with no weapons and with the only intent to save the lives of others. He even battles through his own damage to save more lives after battle. Amazing direction from Mel Gibson, and another amazing performance from Andrew Garfield. Garfield consistently chooses great pictures to make and delivers top-notch, impressive performances. He surprised us all again with this picture. And there are my picks for the best movies of 2016. Now, I didn't get to see every single wide release picture this year, or every single acclaimed picture from this past year. It was a tough year for me, but I'm sure 2017 will be a better year. A much better year. Now, it's time for me to go and create some great projects of my own. I'll see you at the movies.